And a good morning. This is Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Slick.
And I'm Justin.
And we are the show that talks about computers,
technology,
and everything else.
I love it. It's the updated liner. I like that. It's the updated.
Why? We do sometimes get off on tangents.
I liked it. Yeah. The internet is usually the line we use, but I just love the deer in the headlight looks. Like, oh crap! I'm supposed to say something here. That's funny. All right, now we have had some technical issues this morning. And Gandalf, no, it wasn't me that pushed the button. Hold on for a second. We may see. Let me go ahead and check something out here, because what I'm noticing is the cameras are freezing. Usually it's a selection on our Telestream Wirecast, which tells us, hey, use 3D compatibility, and then everything will be fine and everybody will keep moving. So let's see if that's the case here, and I bet you that is. And there we go. Hey, guys.
There we go.
Now, we're working on an older computer for the Telestream, so there's a possibility that it will be like that through most of the morning, where it's going to be the frame rate's going to really lag on there. We'll be back to normal, hopefully, for next week, and that's part of the problem we had. So, and with that said, how's everybody doing? So it's been, let's see, a couple of weeks. We didn't do a show last week because I went off and got married, and then went to California for like a 3-day honeymoon, which was a blast. Didn't go to Disneyland, just went to my mom's. And then
everybody honeymoons at their mom's.
Yeah, I think
everybody. It's the new Cabo.
Yeah. Shh, honey, mom, sleep.
There's no lock on the door.
I told you, don't touch me there. I know what happens when that happens.
I'll tell you, it was really embarrassing.
I get the top bunk.
I'll tell you what's really embarrassing is I'm trying to show Mom my pictures on Facebook because, you know, she doesn't have a Facebook account. I can't always, she's not tech savvy enough that I can mail her pictures all the time and she can see them. So I figured, you know, I'll just show her them on Facebook when I get there. And so I pull up a Facebook page, and you know the spam that's going around on Facebook, the ones that try and direct you to a link that is like, you know, shows a couple of hot girls on top of each other. You know the one I'm talking about? It's a spam thing. If you click on it, you're going to infect your Facebook account. So I pull up Facebook, and when you know, that's the first thing that pops up on somebody's account. Somebody got tagged. I'm like, and I said, sorry about that. That's not normal. And she goes, what is that? And Gloria says, porn, right? And my mom puts her glasses on and says, oh, I've never seen porn. Let me see.
Wait a minute. Wait. I've never seen.
That's what she said.
2011.
Trying to get
That's
a good
funny.
look.
I want to see.
It's okay, Mom. I've seen enough for all of us.
Back in my day, it was black and white with no sound.
We had to flip the cars to make a move.
Hey, she's
and
not
then
that
we
old.
had to flip it again.
That was funny. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Anyway, so now we're back, and then Justin, you were out. Weren't you out the week before as well?
Yeah, I was kind of a little under the weather.
Yeah, you're feeling better now.
Yeah, obviously.
I think, you know what, you got it at. I'll tell you what. I usually get sick when I come back from the CES show. I usually come down with some kind of a cold, and I think it's all the people that were there.
Yeah. It's just I think the reason I got sick was there's a lot of people at work that was where I work at that had the cold and the flu were going around, whatever, and I happened to be working on everybody's computers that week, so I was constantly touching keyboards. So that's probably what it was.
Yeah, I've actually seen some computer guys carrying around the hand sanitizer with them.
And, I do all the time. I just forgot to at that moment.
I
touched something and touched my eye or something like that. I don't know.
Have you done this yet? You know, if you've ever seen the guys over at Fire Dog were doing this, I don't know if the Geek Squad is doing this, but when they go into somebody's house, they actually put the booties on, you know, that they wear in hospitals to to protect, getting dirt or whatever on the carpets or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Hey, there's an idea.
Yeah, put booties on your hands. Be like, no, but like you're saying, like last week we got our Time Warner cable installed over here because we canceled DirecTV, So when the Time Warner guys came in, they didn't want to take off their boots. Yeah, exactly. So they didn't want to take off their boots, so we just asked them to, put some booties on. And they had some booties, and they put them on, and then it was good. But it's a good idea to have those. But yeah, for the hands, it'd be great. Just rubber gloves, man.
Well, either that or they're also talking about keyboard covers. I've a couple of computer guys I know actually take the vinyl keyboard covers with them. Put them over the keyboard, and that way the customer feels like they're not getting their grubby fingers on their keyboard if they're doing any kind of work. That's why, honestly, I don't like working at people's computers at their home. I mean, I know people like that. I like to be able to take it back to the shop where I've got all of the equipment, all of the ability to do what I need to do to get it fixed. And you just pick it up and you go. That's kind of,
yeah.
I mean, in an environment like you, Slick, where you have a shop, you're working in a shop there, they bring the computers to you, and again, that alleviates that.
Yeah, and we wash our hands. At least I do. I wash my hands a lot. I'm finding, because we also have a restroom like next door too, so that kind of helps, But yeah, well, I'm trying to think. What else do we do for sanitation? Because we do keep a lot of like cleaning spray and stuff around like that. Oh, there is hand sanitizer. That's right. We got hand sanitizer at both of the workstations.
Yeah.
I usually I just started working on hardware for real yesterday. Most of the time, I just did a lot of software troubleshooting and stuff because that's where my strength is. But yesterday, I started cracking open the cases on my own and started working on notebooks and pulling pieces out and going, that little extra piece in there. I forgot. I gotta see where does that go now. One of those do.
Yeah, that always happens. There's always something extra floating around. Well, obviously they didn't need it because it still works.
Yeah. Here's the thing that gets me. I opened up as many as I've opened up recently. I'm amazed at the amount of missing screws that I'm finding. Because I'm like, somebody's had to have been in here before me. You can't have this many open holes inside the system. What are these guys doing with the screws before these machines get to me? What's going on? How are they still all being held together? I'm shocked.
Some of the best shops I've seen, though, have a method where it's just, those not the fishing tackle boxes. You remember those? They were plastic, and you'd open up, and there was like a little shell, like a little drawer, and you just dump all the motherboard screws in there, the motherboard spacers in there, all of that stuff. I think I just caught Justin falling to sleep.
No, my camera's frozen, guys. I'm sitting here watching. You got me frozen.
It looks like you're asleep. That was great.
What? Huh?
If it's not gaming, he's sleeping.
Hey, you know me.
All right. So this you're ripping apart notebooks. So a lot of people always said, and I thought this was such a misnomer, that notebooks can't be repaired. That's not true, is it?
No, I've always thought that, and actually you were one of the first people to change my mind because you're telling me, oh yeah, I open them up and I pull the thing out, and I'm like, I just never wanted to. I have always been somewhat of a lazy computer, more computer than any other technology person. It took me a long time to even bother to open up a tower. I just did not want to be involved with it. I'd rather use USB and FireWire and then take the hardware to another computer. I'd rather do that. But now, I got into towers because I'm like, oh, they're making them easier to access. It's not so hard. I'm not cutting my hands on the metal all the time anymore.
Oh yeah.
And then now with the notebooks, not so bad anymore. I mean, I've opened them up, I look in there and go, not so much. It's just, what the thing is, the design stinks. The computer manufacturers, designers, they don't want you to fix it. They want you to buy the next unit coming out.
Well, if you're opening up an HP or a Dell, they're really not designed for the average person, the consumer, to go in there and do the work. I think that's why many of the times, if I'm selling a computer, I want to sell a case that is got a lot of room, easy to work with, has everything laid out perfect. Nothing worse than having a fan cord that won't pull down to the motherboard that has the fan pot in the bottom, the bottom of the board, and it's not long enough. So, you have to investigate your boards or your cases and find out which cases work the best. My favorite I have two favorite case manufacturers, Antec. I think they build great cases and power supplies. And Cooler Master, I love the cases they build.
Cooler Master's got some good cases. I actually was going to build a new PC, or maybe not. But if I did, I was looking at a Cooler Master case. Let's
talk about that.
Oh God,
the big maybe not. And you're thinking of going to the bright side.
The bright side. No, actually, okay. So a couple days ago, I was talking to some coworkers of mine, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about within the next year upgrading my computer. It's starting to show its age. I think I'm running a 1.8 gigahertz. No, actually, I'm sorry, like a 2.4 or 2.2 gigahertz quad core processor. I think it's like 4 gigs of memory." But I've got a decent video card. The computer, still responds pretty good, but it's just starting to show its age. And I was talking about upgrading. So looking at my options here, one of my options was to get a PC or just upgrade the PC, maybe, I don't know, $800,000 maybe, or go with a Mac. So looking at a Mac, and I was like, well, I'm a Windows person. I like Windows. I've always used Windows. I really don't understand Mac as well as Windows, but with the new Lion, and actually even before Lion, but with the new Boot Camp version that got released with Lion, now Lion will run Windows 7 flawlessly. Mm-hmm. So it's like having Windows 7 on a Mac, and that way you got the best of both worlds. If I want to use Windows 7 and use all the programs, great. If I want to use Mac and use things like Final Cut Pro, or, well, if I can afford it, or anything else Mac related, I've got it there. And I've got the stability and the power of a Mac. So we went onto Apple's website, and I started pricing out myself a Mac Pro, Mac Pro Tower. And so I'm like, okay, I want that, and oh yeah, that sounds good, and I want that. And at the end of the whole thing, it's going to cost me about $18,000.
No, not really. Really? $18,000?
Yeah, no, that's not the one I'm going to get, obviously. No, because that's like the top of the line.
What are you going to make Pixar movies over there?
You could. That's like what do they say? 64 gigabytes of RAM, a 12 core, 3.4 gigahertz, 12 core processor, dual 2 gig video cards. I mean, just the thing is loaded. But in all reality, if I wanted to get a Mac, I would probably end up getting either an iMac, because it's still got everything in it, the new Thunderbolt iMacs, so that'd be about $3,500, or I'd have to step up to the base model of the Mac Pro, which would be about $4,000, and I just don't have that kind of money right now. I'd love to get one, but I don't have the money.
That's been my only complaint about Mac.
Television.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, we got Macs all around, but nothing that I can use, nothing I can take home.
I thought they made money in television. Sorry.
Yeah, they make money, not me.
Oh.
Yeah, can your have you talked to the engineer at the station to see if you can get kind of a deal?
Well, I know. The thing is, the computers we have are already from 2008, so they're not going to sell those anytime soon. So by the time they do sell them, those computers are going to be 5-6 years old.
Well, they may have a buyer's agreement that may work for, and like some companies get deals from Verizon and Sprint by buying all of their product from them, or even HP and Dell do it. Apple may have a deal with the television station you never know about, whereas if an employee wants to get it, I always say, my thing, it never hurts to ask.
Oh, yeah, and I might do that. I still haven't decided if I want to do that, though. Getting an iMac would be very hard to upgrade it, because everything is it's self-contained inside the monitor. It's not easy to upgrade the drives, the memory, anything like that. It's pretty much what you see is what you get. However, if I go with a Mac Pro, it's more like having a desktop. Well, it is a desktop, but it's a little easier. You got the 4 drive bays. The system pulls apart really easily. You can get access to the processors, the fans, the optical bays. Everything is there, and I like that idea. It's just to the tune of $4,000.
Why couldn't
don't like it so much?
How about this? Why couldn't you? What's the cheapest you could buy? Mac Mini? What's the cheapest you can buy that'll run Lion? Is it a Mac Mini?
You could probably get a Mac Mini, I would assume, for Lion. It's not a big deal to run Lion. I mean, I could seriously run Snow Leopard. We run Snow Leopard at work with Windows 7, and it works.
Right.
So I could use Snow Leopard
also. But you're
also.
just talking a better experience, so my thoughts were, why could you not buy a Mac Mini, put it aside, then buy the upgrade for the OS, which is $30, right? Mm-hmm. So you buy the upgrade, then build yourself, basically a box that will run the Apple OS. I mean, it'd be a little work, but you could do it. That would then be balls to the wall when it comes to what you want to do.
Okay, I see that. And then there's also, consider this, there's also the flip side of the coin, and this is not kind of what I'm trying to look to do, but there's the Hackintosh route.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Okay, yeah. But the thing is, I don't want to run, I don't want a Mac for the Mac OS. I want it for the hardware and the stability. I could care less about line. I mean, yeah, granted, it's getting bigger and bigger and more popular, and pretty soon to be a good IT, you really need to understand Mac as well as PC.
Right.
So to be able to have a Mac here and to be able to play with it and learn it would be beneficial to my career.
Yeah.
And the stability of everything else inside the machine would be great. My
son is a computer guy out in Palm Springs, and he works at the Mac store as well. So it's real nice for him. He's working at the Mac store, and he builds PCs and repairs them. But now he has a knowledge of Apple, and I think I told him, I go, that's the best. That's really the best situation you could have, because you understand it. People are going to say to you, "Can you fix a MacBook?" And you can say yes.
Yes, I can.
You don't have to say no. And I think those are actually, I think, slick too. Once you get into them, they're a little scary looking. But if Randy Malik can do it, you can do it.
Well, we're about to actually go into that, because people keep coming asking us to do certain things. So we're about to expand from not only Windows-based computers to Macs and cell phones.
Right.
And start repairing two more categories.
Well, see what he, and I think the guy that you're working with, if he expands to the point where he says, "All right, Slick, I'm going to get you all the training you need," and then maybe bring somebody on that has phone experience. Next thing you know, you guys are, maybe a little better equipped than maybe SWS. You have a few people handling specific tasks, and I think it's going to be a better situation overall. Although I'm not knocking them, I think they do a good job too. But yeah, I mean, I think that would be probably pretty good.
I just got to make the last step anyway. I mean, I've already got an Apple iPhone, an Apple iPad. Might as well have an Apple Macintosh, right? Yeah, why not? These are all going to coordinate with each other and work with each other. I mean, I've got a Mac Mini on my desk, and honestly, there's no monitor connected. I could take my monitor and connect it up, but honestly, I have no desire to. There's nothing really that I'm going to benefit from right now. Now, my boss uses a iMac, a 27-inch iMac. If at some point he decides he wants to have a second one in there, maybe that would be then the way I could finagle myself a Mac.
Yeah. It could happen.
Yeah. It could. Could.
All right, since we're talking Mac, let's stay on the subject of Apple and stuff like this, and let's see where this goes.
All right.
Away from hardware to software. Somebody, I think I probably know him more closely and been in contact with him more than you, Andy, but somebody that Andy and I are kind of work with, if you will, when we do some podcasts, is a woman named Holly Hayes.
Holly Hayes.
I don't know if you saw her post or not. She's her podcast is very similar to mine and Robert's, because we really talk about the same subjects, except we talk about it from a guy's perspective and they talk about it from a women's perspective. Their podcast is called It's About Prime, and it's three women in their 40s who just talk. I mean, really talk.
Oh, like I want to hear that.
That sounds fun.
Well, but the good thing about it is they actually have validated a lot of stuff that Robert and I say, so that's why we're their cheerleaders. Everybody would probably listen to me and Robert and go, "Oh, they're just guys, they're just pissed off." But then they listen to the girls, they go, "Oh, really?" They say the same thing this guy said. So
I've actually learned a lot listening to women.
I'm in love with these because they say the truth. What'd you say?
I said it's good to run. That's what I've learned. No,
but they got the Holly. I guess, and follow along with this, Justin.
Okay, I'll try.
Holly had. No, I hear him snoring over there. Holly has a Mac. I mean, she's well versed in Mac. She's used a lot of Mac products. So I guess she went from leopard to snow leopard. Correct? Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. So as soon as she did, all of a sudden, some applications quit working. Now, she went from leopard to snow leopard because she wanted to go to lion. I guess that's the procedure you have to follow.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
Huh?
Well, if you were asking me a question, if that's a procedure, I believe so. I think you have to go leopard to snow leopard, then to lion.
Okay. So here's my question. As good as Apple and their products and their operating system is, the way she described it to me just seemed just downright stupid. It seemed like an old ex-Microsoft Windows play where I guess when the operating system goes in, shouldn't it do a compliancy check, not only in the hardware and the software, and go, by the way, this stuff isn't going to work anymore? Because
it does.
It does?
Well, it does it for a hardware at least.
Doesn't do it for software programs. Yeah.
Okay, because now what she has to do, if I remember the story correctly, she was using the Office for Mac, and when she put on Snow Leopard, Office for Mac quit working. So now that means she has to go now buy the latest Office for Mac in order to get it to work.
No. I mean, maybe try to reinstall
or reactivate.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
I was wondering about that.
Because that happens on certain programs. I don't know if it happens with Office. If you change out like the motherboard, or you change out a video card, or you change out a major portion of the board to a certain extent, it may ask for reactivation.
I don't know if this is a reactivation so much as more that the operating system, the prefs inside of the OS were destroyed, so it causes the application not to work properly. So I would suggest first thing is obviously just reinstall the application from scratch. Get rid of anything that's Office on the PC or on the Mac. Get rid of anything that's Office related. Reinstall Office, see if it works. If not, I mean, well, obviously that would take care of the reactivation at the same time because you reinstall it, you have to reactivate it. If it still doesn't work, not sure. You'd have to just maybe check out some Apple forums. Apple's got a really good set of forums up there talking about, people will post that stuff. I'm sure there's probably somebody else out there that's had Office with Lion, issues.
Because I did some checking for her, and I came across a couple of links, and one of them was a web page where it says, "See all these programs in this list? It's not going to work with Snow Leopard. See all of this stuff?" And I was like, "Whoa!"
That's a lot. Yeah.
And as I remember, if I remember the story correctly, she consulted Apple as well as Microsoft and was informed that she had to go buy the new product. So she just went and bought a new computer.
Ouch.
Wow. She bought a new Mac or a new PC?
New Mac. Because she's got all of her stuff is all Mac based, so she's like she had no choice.
Wow.
I don't know. I think
because she needed to be productive.
I think PC users would be more apt to try and make the jump and go ahead and go into and actually go ahead and make the move and jump into a situation like going to a Mac. I think PC users would be open to that. I just think Apple users aren't. They're just not open to the idea of going to a PC, whether they've used one or not. It looks like Justin just went through a transporter room.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting here in space. I hear. Oh, there's my camera.
That's what you see. That's what you get when you were on Telestream on an old. This is an old gateway.
Hey, that's not my fault. That's your fault.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's it can't handle it. You think okay. So that's why you got to have for this kind of stuff, streaming and everything. You got to try and have the best. All right,
so you get a Mac.
A Mac supposed to work really good. You're right. Though a Mac Mini would actually probably work pretty good with this. There you go again. Yeah. See, it's after you is what it is. It's actually pretty. That's some pretty colors right
really
there.
All over me.
Look at that. It's so kind of pretty. I don't know.
He's a colorful guy.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to give a quick shout out real quick here to one of my buddies that I play Minecraft with, Occam's Tasers, in the chat room here. Hey, what's up, Occam's?
Howdy, sir. I've still yet to try and download that and give it a shot. You have to download it, right?
Minecraft?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can play the old classic version for free, but the classic version is very limited in what you can do. I have actually stepped up to multiplayer. So, like I said, that's how I met Occam's Taser. We play on a server. It's called Battlecraft. So you're building things, but they're also encouraging you to kill other players, and the world is just enormous. I can't even describe. If you play single player and you think, oh, okay, this is cool, you get into this multiplayer world, and it is huge. And like you said right there, you can play it in the browser at Minecraft. I think it's .net, Minecraft.net. Maybe it's Minecraft.com. But you can play it in the browser. You don't have to download it. You do have to pay for it, though, if you want to get the ability to get updates, get multiplayer. But it is the most simplistic game, but yet it is so addicting, and it's so complex once you actually start getting into it. It's very easy to learn and start playing. You basically go out and mine bricks, dirt and cobblestone and whatever, and you build a house. But then your house, you can start building doors on it. Yeah, shut up, Slick. So there's a lot of things. Yeah, and it's an indie game, so it's not produced by a big company. It's produced by a small company. It's worth the $20 in my opinion, because you get to meet a lot of people, and it's kind of actually a good game for kids because it teaches them about architecture, and it really does. And so it's kind of a fun game. But yeah, Occam's and I play in it. He's created this enormous base, and it's pretty cool. But what I was going to mention earlier was that the creator of Minecraft is getting sued. The guy's his name is Notch. He goes by the word Notch. His actual name is Marcus Peterson. He's from Switzerland, or I think it's from Switzerland. But he's making a new game called Scrolls, and it has nothing to do with fantasy, role-playing, whatever. It's just the word Scrolls. But Bethesda, the makers of the series Elder Scrolls, the very widely popular RPG game, are suing his company because the word Scrolls sounds too much like Elder Scrolls. So now he's made this a very public story. He's brought this to Twitter. He's brought this to the attention of all of his fans, and it's making it sound like Bethesda has absolutely no case against him.
Wow. I was kind of wondering when people are going to start doing that and go for IP and say that, that's ours, we created it, and thus you can't use it. Like the city of L.A. I was wondering if the city of L.A. and the media were going to be sued by the makers of Carmageddon when all of that took place. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, he brought this to the attention of his fans on Twitter, and it was really funny because one of the things that happened was let me give you just a little backstory on Bethesda. Bethesda makes Elder Scrolls. Each of the game that called the Elder Scrolls actually has a subtitle. So the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, the Elder Scrolls Morrowind, and the new one, Elder Scrolls Skyrim. So people don't usually refer to them as the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. They just call it Skyrim or Morrowind or Oblivion. So when these people started finding out that Bethesda was screwing them over and suing them because of the fact that Scrolls sounds too much like Elder Scrolls, people would start calling local game shops and say, do you guys have the new Elder Scrolls in? Or are you guys taking pre-orders for the new Elder Scrolls? And more often than not, most of the people that work at the game stores did not understand what the Elder Scrolls was. They were like, I don't think we carry that game. The guy says, oh, well, I'm talking about Skyrim. Oh, Skyrim. Yeah, dude. Yeah, totally. We got pre-orders for that. So the company, they're not even known as Elder Scrolls. They're known as Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind. They're not even known as Elder Scrolls. So I don't think Bethesda even got a case against them.
That'll be interesting to see. How much money do they want? Or do they want them to cease and desist?
They sent him a cease and desist, but they do. I sent the link in the chat here. You can see the link to his to Notch's blog post about it. But they want lots of money. They've already paid the. I'm sorry, from Sweden. He's from Sweden. They've already paid the Sweden court system the legal fees to get the case started. Notch is trying to get his lawyers to file an injunction into the U.S. to bring the court to the U.S. because Bethesda's U.S. based. So it's just going back and forth. But I think with he did the right thing by bringing this public to make to all of his fans. It's all over the Twitter right now. People trying to, Bethesda's trying to, and it's really making Bethesda out to be the bad guy.
Well, of course, that's what you would want, right?
Exactly.
Intellectual property fights are always interesting.
Yeah, but the thing, come on. Seriously, does Scrolls sound too much like the Elder Scrolls?
Not at all. I don't think so.
You got lawyers on retainer. You got to use them.
Yeah,
You got it.
It's ridiculous. I mean, I can't even think of another example right now, but it's just so stupid to think that I can't even say the word scrolls without you suing me for the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, great. Is our show going to be screwed now?
Yeah, because we got the word tech in it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, it's like you decide then where's this guy? He's not even in the U.S., right?
No, he's in Sweden.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to fly. I mean, like the guys who have TechtalkRadio, I created it first, and I just haven't bothered to. I'm not going to bother to do anything. They're in Australia. It's the same kind of thing, you know. There's somebody else using your property, your intellectual property that you came up with. What do you go after, and how is it worth? Is it really worth anything?
Yeah,
it's just using the words. If the gameplay was the same, and the guy used to work for the company, or was a consultant, I'd say maybe there'd be a problem.
Yeah, that I could see that, but not just because of the name Scroll. Yeah. So anyway, but that's all I'm going to say about Minecraft. I just wanted to give a shout out to Occam's Taser, and you guys should try it out though. It's actually a lot of fun.
You know what? I'll try and give it a shot today. I will.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Just give it a shot. Let me know. I can probably get you in that server. You just try single player for a while. Play around, figure it out. But it gets a whole new world when you go to multiplayer, and it's fun because you can actually build things with people, talk to them, have fun. It's a lot of fun.
My daughter came up to me yesterday and said that suddenly her Xbox is not loading drives. So I went online, and I thought, because I've got an old Xbox that kept heating up. So I pulled the DVD player out of it and put it in hers, but it didn't work. And then I found out now you got to do firmware transfers and everything else.
Yep.
I told her, I said, just buy a new one.
Yeah.
But no, you're a geek. What are you doing?
I know, but,
Oh, well.
He's a lazy geek.
So you heard about the iPhone airbag?
No.
Is this a euphemism?
I've seen airbags on iPhones.
No, actually. What's his name? Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon,
Right.
has filed a patent for a mini airbag for the iPhone, or actually for all smartphones.
Wait, so if you drop it, what a great idea! If you drop it, it gets an airbag goes off.
It uses the inbuilt motion sensors to detect free fall, and then it deploys an airbag. I mean, hell, I was reading another tech site, and they were talking about this, saying, "Why don't we just throw some mini thrusters on it and make it hover?"
Oh my God,
it's ridiculous. And here's another stupid patent that's coming out again with Apple. This is with Apple's doing this, but apparently Steve Jobs just hates fingerprints on the screen. He's actually filed a patent for a anti-fingerprint screen that somehow vacuums and contains the liquid inside and then twists it through a time continuum. And the flux capacitor takes the fingerprints away.
Can you imagine?
Well, wonders never cease.
No, can
what Steve wants.
What Steve wants, Steve gets.
All right, can you imagine? It's like a little windshield wiper that comes from the top of the phone down to the bottom and goes back up. Every
No. Before that'll happen, every iPhone will come with its own weekly clean man who will come by your house.
I'm here to clean your iPhone. Give me your iPhone. There you go. Weekly clean done.
No, you'd have to, because it just takes a second of ear sweat to get that thing really ugly. So can you imagine? It has a swiper, and then another call comes in before it's finished. You put it to your ear, and you cut your ear off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I was looking for it. Where'd it go here? I thought I had it around here. Yeah. So, never mind. I don't have it right here. I was going to say something funny, but never mind.
For our new listeners that are checking out Tech Talk Radio, thank you for tuning into the show that talks about the important stuff.
Yeah, the real important stuff of tech.
iPhone drive-through next.
All right,
I'd just like the iPhone clean, please. Thank you very much. Yeah. Oh, and a latte. Yes, thank you very much.
Let me show you the biggest these are the things that cause the most when it comes to fingerprints. And if you hate it, you must go nuts when you have one of these. So I suggest carrying some kind of some kind of a cleaning device for this. This is the Motorola Xoom. This was my boss's, and I asked him if I could borrow it for the weekend when I went to California.
It looks like I'm actually looking at you.
And it does. Yeah. And he hasn't gotten it back yet because obviously I wiped it clean because he had only used it twice.
Oh, I can see his fingerprints.
Look at that. See the fingerprints again on that screen?
Well, I've actually got this cover for my iPad. It's I remember Ghost Armor or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but yeah, it's Ghost Armor. It works great. Keeps fingerprints off.
I have to try something like that. Hey, look!
Is that your house?
I'm not.
This is my garage.
I'm not even really looking at the screen. I'm looking
at your garage. Yeah, because I've never seen what's in front of you.
There, what's in front of me?
Aha. Well, if I had a camera that wasn't looking like I was in a warp system, I'd show you what's in front of me.
There's the old school tower that we're being used. Let's see.
Okay.
Moving that.
There I am.
Little monitor.
Why don't you just pick up your camera and turn it around?
Oh, I guess I could, couldn't I? All right, so let me show you this case. This is a case from Verizon. They sell this. It's kind of interesting the way it works. It does this whole, see that? So now you can put your Xoom tablet on display. Not bad. I got a chance to use this for a good week. I liked it. I don't know if I could justify myself spending the $700 on something like this. I think he got this. He got an iPad, and then I think he may have got the ViewSonic one as well. But I can't justify it. Now, a friend of mine works for a funeral home, and she got an HP tablet PC, which is actually a laptop about this size. The screen opens up, and then you can spin the screen around and close it off as a tablet. It comes with Verizon or Sprint service, and then you can, connect to a server, download forms, do all business with it. I haven't seen that capability with this yet, and maybe it's just a matter of integrating that. I mean, this is more, you tie your Gmail in, then you have all your cool features, and you can get some good apps. I got TuneIn, which I think is a great new app. I don't know if you guys have checked that out. You can listen to radio in any market you want. So we wanted to listen to Slow Jams with RDub, and we couldn't find it on any stations.
RDub?
Yeah, we couldn't find it on any stations we were in. And so we went ahead and found it on this and listened to his show while we were driving. It was great. So, I mean, you can do that. Actually, he's in San Diego, too, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Well, he will be as of Monday. Well, no, let me restate that. He has been in San Diego, but then as of Monday, he starts to wear the stripes.
Oh, he's going to be PD.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool.
Of where?
Well, what station do we know? Or can we?
Yeah, it's there are two stations owned by kind of a local company. I can't think of the name of the company, but one of the stations is Z90, and then the other station he's the program director of is the station he's on in the afternoon, the oldies kind of rhythmic oldies station.
Wow! Huh. Any chance to get a gig there, Slick?
That's what I'm hoping. Oh, I think the other station is Magic 92.5. I think is what it's called. But
this is in San Diego or in Tucson?
This is in San Diego.
So he's not moving there, is he?
Probably not, because he's got everything here, and his mom is here, and San Diego. Justin, at least in my opinion, is really not that far away. As far as I knew, Friday jumped on a plane and just flew right back, for the weekend.
It's a 30-minute flight, and it's a 6-hour drive.
I'd take the flight. Yeah. And I wish we could get our high-speed train system working. So
did you put something below my camera? This is strange.
Yeah. Because it's all broken up again.
Well, why? Why is it me? Why are you picking on me, man?
I don't know. And you and Slick are on the same Skype call. Just your pixels are breaking up a lot faster than Slick's. It looks like a Van Gogh, actually. We're creating art on this program. I love it. This is art at its finest.
Speaking of shout-outs, we got to give a shout-out to our friends over at Sound Devices, Andy. because I finally got around to checking out a device they sent us. Now, this is going to be bad because the cameras are freezing, but let me put it this way. If you want to follow along with this real quick, go to sounddevices.com.
All right.
And then when you get there, go to the link for the USB Pre-2 microphone interface for computer audio. Basically, little box, nice little box. I wish I could show it to you because it's going to freeze. I'm not going to show it to the camera. But if you pull it up on your screen in your browser, everybody, you will find that it's a USB audio connection. So you connect it to your computer via USB, but the little box has XLRs and RCAs and toss links and spiff discs. Did I pronounce spiff discs?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, SPDIF, digital sources.
Yeah, SPDIF. That's like the connection you used to have from your CD-ROM to your sound card.
Right. And it works on Mac and Windows and Linux. No drivers to install. It's true. I plugged it in and it works. Simple as that. It's got multicolor LEDs. What else is it?
Blinking lights.
It's got a lot of tools and toys on this thing. Again, doesn't need software. Just plug it in and plug in your favorite devices and off you go.
What kind of environment would you use this in?
Actually, if I could find, I don't have an XLR microphone. Otherwise, we'd have been using it because I wanted to test it out on the show. But we could use it in this. We could use it in podcasts. You can hook up 2 mics at a time, so you can have 2 people on a recording. Or you can, aim one to the left and aim one to the right, do stereo. Let's see, what else is on this thing? I'm just looking at it because, it's got some dip switches, so there are multiple settings that could be used on this. One of the things that I noticed is that it supports, so let me see if I can get this right. It supports standalone mode, which means you don't have to connect it to a computer to use it. If you use a 5-volt outage, so a power supply, like you do with when you charge up your phones or your PDAs or whatever, then it can be a standalone a microphone preamp. Really nice.
Wow. Here, let me give you a better look at it. All right, so you have your, let's see, your connectors, your output, so you can control the volume on your output. You look at your meters. That's pretty cool. Your headphone adjustment, and then on the side, that's where you have all of your inputs for this.
Yeah, and it literally, I mean, you can see the specifications for the size of it. It literally, in my outstretched hand, it just fits right in there. Just fits right in my hand. Can
you get it and then actually hold it up and let's see if we can, let me see if I can get another shot set up in here. And then that way we can get kind of a different idea of what you have as far as connectors. Take a look at that. You've got your line ins, so you use the 1/4-inch plugs. Auxiliary, so if you're bringing in a source like a CD player or something like that, and then your microphone. Let's see if we can get a shot of you holding that up. We'll wait for that to refresh, and then you're just going to have to hold that up in there. Are you using that right now? I mean, is that what you're driving it with?
No, like I said, I wanted to get I've been working on trying to get an XLR mic so I could connect to it so we could try it out during the show, but I've been waiting for one and it hasn't arrived. So, oh well.
Wow, this is pretty cool. What do these go for?
Don't know. I didn't look up the price. For me, I didn't think the price really mattered. But let's see. Let's see if we can dig it up.
Oh no, you got to always get the price here. My gosh.
I don't know. I always look at it from the standpoint of it's something that you need or want. The price really doesn't matter.
Yeah, but for a lot of like people who are doing audio broadcasts and stuff like that, they may be kind of cut out of the. I don't want to say cut out of the loop, but that may affect whether they're going to buy it or not. And it looks like they sell it to third-party places, so you're going to have to go online. You can't buy it directly from them, so you have to go to places like high-end audio places that you'd be able to order it from, like Location Sound Corporation. I could see this as a videographer. I could totally see this device working great for somebody who wants to have multiple audio on the set and then have it record into the PC. I mean, that's pretty cool. I do like that. Or into another sound recorder. Just a kind of a small, easy way to capture your audio.
I'm looking at using Google Shopping to compare some prices, and it looks to me like some of the retailing partners are a little high, but let's see. On the average, about 600.
About 600 bucks. But you look at the products like a mixer, you're going to spend 600, but you don't have the portability that you have with this device. That's what's really nice about this, and you get the levels and the whole bit. So to me, that's still reasonable. I mean, if it was
with all the ins and outs on it, as far as inputs and outputs, I was amazed that there were that many. I mean, they try to cover almost every format of possible. Plus, with the disk switches on the back, so you can reprogram how many bits you want to record with, how many bits you want to send out. I mean, it's very flexible.
I like it. Very cool. All right, you can put your hand down now. We got the shot.
At least you got a picture.
Yeah. Poor Dustin.
Oh, we know what you look like.
He's just an explosion of color.
Yeah, right? Little do you know, I'm sitting here naked.
Little do we want to know that you...
That's that little pink blotch right there.
Shut up.
Want to talk about some more hardware fun?
Yeah. What else you got?
Okay, I'm gonna lead off with this, and it'll probably go into another rant. But let's lead off with this. Okay,
right.
So got some information off of FoxNews.com today, which I've read about it before, but their article that was posted today just kind of reminded me. Now we know that there's a potential, Justin, that the iPhone 5 is coming on September 7th, which is my birthday. I just want to throw that out there. Now there's a Samsung Galaxy S2 that's due on the 29th.
Right.
Android phone has been available in other countries for quite some time, about maybe some weeks, maybe even a month. 4G. It's got a larger screen than the Apple iPhone 4, 40-inch slip. So we shall see. Now, there's been a lot of press about this Galaxy S2 from Samsung. Now, there's been some commentary from me for the past few weeks about the Samsung Galaxy S. Actually, the name is the Sprint Epic 4G Galaxy S from Samsung. I don't know if you caught any of my posts on Twitter and on Facebook, but some of these smartphones are either too smart for the people who are selling them, or the people who sell them ain't smart enough for the phone that they're selling. Where do I begin with this? Okay, so Jose, friend I've been working with the computer shop, and I'm trying not to knock certain companies, certain people, but there's going to be some negative comments here. So he's got one of these phones, and they got the Epic 4G from Sprint, Samsung Galaxy S.
Yeah.
He said, I love this phone. It does everything. You get a smartphone. You got to have it. It runs on Android. I'll get you one. We'll have matching pairs. We can do a lot of stuff together. You know, the idea, good idea. He's right. So we go into the store. He gets me the phone. The guy sets it up. Here's where things really start to go south, because the guy says, "What's your Google account?" So he puts it. He logs into my Google account and puts it together on the phone. So now my Gmail and my Google Voice and all Google services, I mean, they're all linked, and all my contacts from all the other Google services, all of a sudden available through the phone. Great. It's wonderful. Now, I was told that these phones do everything. And so when I got the phone, I tried to do everything.
Yeah.
All at the same time.
I think the look on Justin's face explains it all.
We're both frozen now.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that, folks.
No.
May I strongly recommend that? Well, I don't know what the Apple experience is like. Maybe let me try to give them a little pass on that. I don't know. I've heard a lot of good stuff about the Apple iPhones. I'm not going to take that away. But I strongly recommend, when you enter into a smartphone with other agencies and companies and products, you go very, very, very slow. First of all, make sure the phone can make calls. Because as I found, the signal is not very good, not only in Picture Heights, where I was and have been on the weekend, here in Rita Ranch. Now, Rocks is far west of Tucson. Rita Ranch is far east of Tucson. And the dropouts are just amazing.
Right.
Just amazing. And just very disappointing.
I'm a big fan of Sprint. I think they have the best plan on the market. They put out some nice phones. I actually am a fan of the Epic, except for, and I've tried the Epic. I'm a fan for it. The only thing I'm not a fan of is the fingerprints on the screen and the battery life. However, with that said, it seems to be a common thread amongst smartphones for the battery life to be about 5 hours, 6 hours, if you're using it.
Oh, it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that.
What were you getting?
Not for me. Huh?
What were you getting?
About a half hour.
All right, when he set up the phone, did he set it up with Bluetooth, GPS, everything enabled?
I was told that this phone does everything. That's what I was told.
So you're just trying to do it all at once, thus absorbing all of the life of the battery.
Oh man, Twitter, Facebook. I was streaming WABC. I was listening to Imus. I was sending text messages. I was recording video.
So you were doing a stress test, but that's actually just using it in everyday life.
Yeah. So Well, here's the thing that really sent me over the edge. So I put in the Google Voice app, which, by the way, warning everybody, it turns out it's not a final release. It's a 0-point release. So I recommend you don't use it. But I put in the Google Voice app and was using that, and the phone, it locked up and it was running slow and stuff like that. So one of the problems was this. You get your Sprint telephone number, and then I got my Google Voice number. Now, there are a couple of ways you can do it. You can either make your Sprint phone number the main phone number, and Google Voice ties in it, or you can make your Google Voice number the main phone number and have your Sprint number tie into it. So what I did was this. I tried to keep them separate. But Jose, the guy who got me the phone, he was forwarding his calls to my phone so I could take some of his calls, which we've done, no problem.
Right.
I did not set up my Sprint voicemail because I got my Google Voice going. So the calls were going from his phone to my Google Voice account. Okay, all right. Still not a problem. The problem is this. When I tried to disassociate Google Voice from Sprint because we decided let's let his calls forward from his phone to my phone to the Sprint voicemail.
Right.
Nobody at Sprint knew how to disassociate it. They said, all right, well, we'll give you a new phone number. Didn't work. All right, we will do a hard reset of your phone. Losing everything. Didn't work. I said, at that point, I said, well, why don't we just close the account and then try, start a new account, see if that works. No, we don't want to do that. Okay. No. So the Sprint solution was this. Why don't you terminate your Google Voice number? Are you nuts?
How about logging into the Google Voice panel, then going into settings and telling it where you want it to ring?
Didn't work.
Didn't work.
I did that. I just associated it to Google Voice. Didn't work.
Wow.
I did find the answer, which I refused to give to Sprint until they compensate me for all of the days and hours of trouble because they inconvenience the business. It's not personal. Right. This is professional.
Right.
But I did find the answer from a guy. Who, by the way, if anybody follows my Twitter account, you can also find the answer. But I'm not telling you more than that. It's an actual code nobody Sprint about.
All right. You going to share it with us?
Oh, I'll share. Actually, I will share it on TechtalkRadio.
All right.
I'll share it on TechtalkRadio.
Okay.
If you get into the situation, the code is *38.
Right. And that what the *38 does is cancel forwarding.
It disassociates the Sprint account from the Google Voice account.
And nobody knew how to do that?
Nobody
at
Sprint knows how to do this. All the way up to upper tier management tech support. Nobody knows this answer.
Wow. That's crazy. So you weren't very happy then?
Still not very happy. So I've lost everything, started brand all over with the phone. Before they handed it back, they said, well, let me connect with your Google Voice account. No. You're not. I'm not. This phone at the moment is not tied to Google in any way at all. I'm going very, very, very slow about reinitializing anything. Right now I just want the base phone to work, and even then I got a problem with it because it's a touchscreen. The touchscreen comes on, but like if I'm on a call and talking to you, and the screen will go dark after, let's say, 10 minutes that I've got it set up. But then I'm trying to hang up the phone, and I'm waving my hand over, touching the screen. I can't get the touch screen to come up and go up.
Wow.
Hate it.
Well, what are the options? Another phone? You go to just a non-Android based phone?
Yeah, that's my recommendation is before you purchase a touchscreen phone, seriously consider whether it's going to be responsive enough for you. Seriously consider.
See, I'm pretty excited, Slick, because on the 18th, Verizon will launch 4G here in Tucson for us. I think you've already had it in San Diego for you, Justin. But I'm pretty.
The 4G?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this because I've got the Samsung Galaxy Fascinate. That's the one I'm using, and I have access to a Thunderbolt if I want, which is 4G. The Fascinate is not. So it'll be just interesting to see just how well that works. Now, in my part of town, I won't get that 4G. I won't get it until I'm at the office. But I can't wait to see how that's going to play out with that conversion. So, kind of cool. All right, I want to show you a new toy I got. This is the Canon 7D. This is a digital SLR with HD capabilities.
Cool.
Yeah, this is a sweet camera. Now, the next thing I've got to start looking at are lenses, but we're going to use this for shooting actually video commercials that will be on broadcast as well as web photography for clients. Has a nice large screen in the back for viewing the pictures. I can shoot up to, I believe it's 18 megapixels with this. And then just even with the standard lens that came on, I'm still getting some really good shots. And then comes with a bevy of software. The only thing I had to go out and buy is a compact flash memory card. But you'll like this one, Slick. The Office Depot near us, and this is the kind of memory you use for these. The Office Depot near us is closing, and they're going the one on Ina and Thornydale, and they're closing. And with that, Gloria was able to pick up this card for about $30 on sale. Normally marked $50 or $60, so we got a good deal on that. But yeah, I love taking the pictures with it. It comes with a thick manual, and as I'm going along, I'm reading the manual, and I'm going online looking for tips on how to take better shots, and I'm finding out everybody's telling me, oh, you might want to upgrade your lens to a 24 millimeter. So I went online to look at that. Yeah, the lens is, you ready for this? $2,000.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I believe it.
So if I can get the boss to kick in, but kind of a neat deal, a neat arrangement I've made with for that purchase of that camera. So kind of like that.
Very cool.
Yeah. Let's go shopping.
Yeah, it would be that would be sweet. But I just want to go. There's a photo walk going to be October 1st. It's the Scott Kelby photo walk from Photoshop. Scott won't be there, sadly enough, but at least here in Tucson. But Barney Street will be doing it. They're going to do these all over the country. So if you need more information, go to worldphotowalk.com. I think that's the website. If not, drop me an email and I'll connect you that information. And you go out for a couple hours somewhere in town that you live in, whether it be San Diego, Huntington Beach, Fulton, Georgia, wherever, and you take pictures, and then they're all combined at the end, and the best picture, and it is awarded. And the neat thing about it is it kind of gives you an idea of just the capabilities you have, whether it be a point and shoot camera, a DSLR like that, a standard film camera, or even a Kodak Instamatic. So whatever you're doing, you can go out there and take these pictures. It's kind of a neat thing. So just October 1st, so you want to go check out that website for more information about that.
Very cool.
Cool. All right, so let's see what else. I think that's about it. Slick, do you have anything to add?
No, just when you buy a smartphone, just go slow. Read the handbook, which I was getting to, but before I walked out, the guy set everything up. But
yeah, that could be a real drag if it's not set up right. Yeah, then you have to reinstall it and get it reset up. But I do like that ability of the Android system is that if you wanted, like I had to flash, basically clear the info that was on there. Well, now I'm going to clear my info and give it back to John, so John can take it and use it and do whatever he wants with it. Unless he just wants me to hold on to it and just make sure everything's working fine with it, I'll do that.
Justin, how's the iPhone world?
I'm sorry. What was that?
How's the iPhone world?
Oh no, I can't. I just can't understand.
Well, in the picture, it looks like you're reading a book.
Yeah, my camera's frozen. I can't even hear audio anymore. I can only hear Andy.
Welcome to what it feels like getting older.
Andy asked Justin how the iPhone world is over.
How's the iPhone world? Over?
I heard it over. I like it. It's the best phone I've ever used. I love the iPhone. Probably never going to go away from it.
And any chance that your guy will move to Verizon and then take an iPhone there, Slick?
We have looked at it. We have just considered, because it was really bad. We were thinking about account that day and walking across the street to Verizon, picking up phones and service. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
The only problem is the cost. When you break down the minute, and their plans just aren't conducive to, I think, doing business. But
yeah.
I don't know. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap. This week of Tech Talk Radio. Like I said, next week we'll have a faster computer that will be able to process the Skype information coming in. Maybe even a faster line too. So we're working on that. And then Broadway will also be with us next week too. So that'll be even more to throw into the pie.
Great.
All right. Have yourselves a great week. Yeah. All right. We'll talk to you later. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Slick.
And I'm Justin, wherever I am.
And this is Tech Talk Radio, wrapping up a week.